To get started, use the Ashley Stewart and Glaze Color handouts. These will help you to make a sketch of your decoration idea. Make sure that your decoration fulfills the express requirements. Use 2 large servings of your main outside color on your palette. They should fill in one of the holes of the palette. Also, get 2 holes full of your inside color. Then get small amounts of your detail color. Did I say small amounts? I think I said small amounts of your extra colors. Just very small. Whoops! That was way too much. You're going to paint the inside first. So using that color, you're really trying to fill in all of your cracks and apply the glaze really thick. So make sure that you keep getting more glaze put on your brush so that it's really thick when you're painting inside and trying to fill in all those cracks. You can tell that I slow down when I'm trying to paint right around the edge of my cup. On my design, I have pink up on that top coil, so that's what I'm adding here now. If you need a little bit more paint, you can get a small amount more inside your palette. We don't want to waste the glaze. Very carefully painting around the top of my mug, just as seen in my design. I'm going to engage and persist to make sure all of those spots are filled in on the inside of the mug. Make sure you wash and then dry your brush between colors. You don't want your glaze to be watery. Then we're going to paint the main outside color, even if it's white. We paint even if it's white because then it will have a nice glossy sheen to it. We also want to make sure that we paint the handle. Glaze on the underside of the handle as well as the top and the sides. Then apply a second coat. This helps to fill in all of the clay space and make sure that your entire mug is very shiny. Do not paint the bottom. Do not paint the bottom. It will stick to the kiln shelf if you paint the bottom. Again, I'm just making sure that everything is covered except for the bottom. Now it's time to add the detail colors with a small brush. I get paint on the very tip of my brush. You can reload that brush tip with glaze often because we want it to be thick so that that color really shows up on top of our base color. For thin lines, only keep the paint on the very tip of the brush. Remember to wash that brush between your colors. Now I'm going to add the finishing touches, looking back over the whole mug to make sure it all looks good. Check the bottom, there should not be glaze on the bottom. So that we don't waste any of our glaze, we're going to use a very clean brush to scoop it back inside of the glaze bottle. I wash my brush in between each of the colors. You might even use your finger to scoop it out of your palette holes instead. That might work better for larger amounts of glaze. Again, I'm going to make sure that I clean my hand in between using it for different colors. Then it is your responsibility in order to clean your palette. Set it low inside the sink and keep the water on medium pressure rather than high.